Brett Richter here at the Canadian Power Toboggan Championships. It's March 2024, and we are here for the 62nd running of this prestigious event. It's great to have some time during the day on Friday before practice to speak with some of the racers. And gentlemen, we're going to talk with here for a few minutes is normally busting his butt in the trailer right now, getting ready for practice, going around on the track. But this weekend he's doing a little spectating and a little bit of help in the pit area. So normally driving the number 370, Demon Racing, Matt Szalai.
Yeah,
how are you?
This is a good change of pace, you know, like even last night, no pressure, right? Just a couple drinks at the kitchen table. And, yeah, we're going to try and help out all weekend. And I mean, I'm still going to be here, but.
Right. Now, for those who don't know, you are not racing by choice.
Yeah, no. I had a spill in Wausau, went into the wall, and I broke 2 vertebrae in my back, 11 and 12. And 2 ribs, 9 and 10. So it was 4 weeks ago. Healing, I'm here, I'm walking, but yeah, it's painful. Yeah.
You are not immune to the injury scene either, are you?
No, I broke my back 4 years ago in Strathcona, just on the pond. Apparently I'm like glass.
So you're going to bring some interesting insight here to people that don't understand the sport that well. What's the drive? I mean, where's the balance to say these injuries are worth what I'm getting out of it?
You know what? A lot of people are asking that exact question, and they're actually answering it for me. Like, you know, it's such high risk. It's not for the money. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no. I was like, you answered it. I was like, it's not the risk. It's just the thrill. Like, the acceleration, the speed, it doesn't feel that fast when you got 10 guys around you all going the same speed. Like everything happens kind of in slow motion.
Interesting.
Right? Like you watch everything happen, right? Like it might look fast when people go by and the crash, let's say the crash happens or the corner happens or everybody goes in together inches apart, but it's safe in the regard that everybody's going kind of the same, the same speed, right. Same direction.
Right. Does the crash happen in slow motion?
Yeah.
It does, eh?
Yeah.
You can see it coming?
Yeah. It just, even in Wausau there, I was like, oh. Like, it happens quick, right. But again, it happens slow, like, slow motion.
Interesting. You're also a member of the board of directors here at the CPTC?
Yeah, probably 10 years.
Okay.
I do race, so I don't get to help out like I'd like to during the race weekends. But I do jobs. I do the trophies. I organize and arrange all that. I get all those done. We had a float in town this year for the parade. Like I try and help out any way I can. Like I'm also a diesel mechanic by trade, so there's lots of equipment here that we keep up and running. And
right, good. It's a great facility. It's a great organization. Tell me a little bit about how this whole organization, this facility benefits the local community.
I've never been at a track where the community gets behind it like this one. The town of Beausejour, the RM, and the businesses, the people. Like, I think that's one thing CPTC and Beausejour have going for it, right? Like versus other tracks that struggle and they need volunteers, or there's a handful of guys trying to run the show and organize. I mean. Here, there's five gates, let's say, or 4 mm-hmm. gates to get into. I mean, those people, they show up a couple of weeks before the event to a board meeting just to kind of get a shakedown, make sure they got their floats, make sure they got their passes and everything. Like, they have their job. They've been doing it for years, and but it's like that for everything, right? Like everybody's got a job.
That's
and
fantastic.
They all got, and they all got volunteers to help them, and it really comes together. I mean, Reed and the rest of the guys, they'd have way more numbers than I would, but like that's what I find really impressive compared to other tracks. It's not like it's a handful of guys trying to make the show go on. It's like everybody's got their job, so that handful of guys making the show go on, they don't got to worry about anything else.
Yeah, fantastic. You're a pretty vocal proponent of ice oval snowmobile racing, and I know you've got some pretty strong feelings on Champ versus F3 and those types of things. Recently, the Champ class went to a stock-based motor versus the mod motors. What are your thoughts about Champ versus F3, stock motor versus mod motor, some of those kind of things?
Well, they're both stock motor, F3 and Champ. I'm all for F3. It's It's not my cup of tea. I mean, but that's why there's so many classes, right?
Right.
I mean, certain people are stuck on their vintage. I mean, I come from vintage IFS. I raced that for years. The only reason I'm racing champ is because they went to the stock motor rule, right? Kind of. In my mind, they kept the money out of it. I like the stock motor rule. I wouldn't say this. You know, it's not the same guys winning, but you know, there's a lot of talent there.
There is.
That's why that's why the guys that are on top are on top. You know, whether it be Skidoo or Polaris at this point, great drivers. But I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, right? I mean, we have like 10 drivers just in the Bossier area in Pro Champ. And it's all due to the stock engine rule.
Right.
I was talking to people before, and I was like, I don't think it's peaked. I think that there isn't chassis right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Right. Yeah, and it's nice with the champ class. It's really a stepping stone from F500. It's almost a natural progression. I think F3 is still learning a little bit about gaining their foothold as to where do you come from to get to F3.
sure. I mean, I'm sure it's even easier. Like being on an oval sled for so long, I'm sure going to F3 from a trail sled might be easier. Kind of like the Sportsman. I mean, it is a bigger, heavier machine, taller, right? For guys, I see guys that are racing this weekend that aren't in, like, you know, that are here to race F3. They're not racing champ. Wasn't a progression from champ or, you know, piggybacked on. And,
Right.
they're fast. Bossier are it's a big track, so those 600s, I mean, they can really get out there and eat.
They do. They
You
do.
know, and they're big corners. So I would say this is a great track. Well, a great track for them. I personally don't think that these sleds need to go 103 plus mile an hour. Like that's plenty fast enough.
Right. Right. I'd agree with that. Absolutely. All right. We're going to wrap this up with something we're calling the FXR Fast 10.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to have you pick a card. Just don't turn it over.
I'm taking number one.
All right. 10 quick questions for Matt.
Oh boy.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
You prefer the city or the mountains?
Mountains.
Would you rather have a mountain bike or a road bike?
Mountain bike or road bike? Road bike.
Do you prefer dimples or freckles?
Dimples.
Fleece or flannel?
Flannel.
Johnny Cash or Elvis?
Elvis.
Walleye or bass?
Walleye.
If you had to, would you be on a dating app or would you be old school?
Oh, old school.
Okay. Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard.
And do you prefer Reese's or Snickers?
Reese's.
Good answer.
Right?
Good answer. Thanks, Matt. It's great to see you. Hope
Thank
your
you very
healing
much,
goes
Fred.
well.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'd love to see you back on the track next
No, I
year.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.